What's up, guys? This is EJ Holland with the Wolverine.com, and we're back with another signee spotlight. It's National Signing Day. We're bringing you interviews with Michigan signees, including four-star running back Donovan Johnson out of IMG Academy, one of my personal favorite recruits in the class. Donovan, how's it going?
It's going good. It's going good.
Well, you are officially a Wolverine today. What does that mean to you?
Oh man, it means the world to me. Been dreaming about this moment forever, so it means the world.
Before we dive into Michigan, obviously we're going to talk a lot about Michigan, but
Right.
you have one of the more unique stories in the class. You were a guy that was super highly touted. You had a ton of offers, and then you suffered an injury. And, that kind of provided a step back. But now, like you like to say, it's time for a comeback, and we
Most
shall
definitely.
see. But talk a little bit about that journey, man. Being a really highly touted recruit as an eighth grader, and then having that setback and having to overcome, a torn ACL to get back to finding your home at Michigan.
Right. Oh man, it's been a journey. I say a lot of support from friends, from family members, from coaches. So it's been a it's been an interesting journey. Just getting that motivation back. Getting my body back right. It's surreal. It's surreal. But thanks to Coach Tony Alford, thanks to Coach Moore. Our connection is really good. Family atmosphere. I just love Michigan. So
Yeah, definitely. So, kind of reflecting back on it, let's kind of start at the beginning a little bit.
right.
So, when did your recruiting process really start to take off, and what was it like getting all those offers so young?
Um, it started to take off after my freshman season. So that was what December I think of 2021. It took off tremendously. I got my first offer at the freshman All American Bowl, Adidas All American Bowl, from UCF, and then ever since then, just being offers ever since. So
Obviously, like I mentioned, you kind of suffered that setback with the torn
right.
ACL. What was your reaction to that, and how did you find the mental strength to fight back from it?
Oh man. At first, I couldn't believe it. It's one of the moments where it's hard to deal with. Talk to my parents, talk to my grandparents about it. Man, it hurt me. I'm not even gonna lie, it hurt me. But it was more so not playing. Not playing for a whole year. That kind of like messed me up mentally. But then again, like I had to find motivation. I had to not let my team down. Because we were still in season and things of that nature. So I had to get my body back right. Um, and then just trying to find that motivation again. So I started doing daily affirmations, reading daily affirmations. Me and Coach Tony, we had talked almost every single day. Talk with my parents, just pray with them, and it was all left up to God. So
Obviously, you did rebound and make your way back to the field after
right,
basically more than a year this year. And I think the best moment for me out of this entire season, I covered like 30 games. The best moment for me was you running towards me and scoring that touchdown against Coco
yeah,
because, like, I had just seen you guys the week before against Bergen Catholic.
right,
They were still easing you back. You only had a couple of carries. And, I knew after the game you were a little disappointed, but you were still in good spirits.
most
But
definitely,
to kind of hear that journey in the offseason and then go from that Bergen game to you just taking over that Coco game, more than 100 yards, that touchdown. It was kind of like the old Donovan's back. You had
right,
Woo, running down the sideline with the towel and Caden hugging you. And it was just like a great moment, just such a
right.
feel good moment. But just talk about that game against Coco, coming back, putting up more than 100 yards, putting up a touchdown and winning that or helping IMG win that game in a national spotlight.
Oh man, we just did what we did in practice throughout the week. I was excited. I was excited coming into that game. It was great. Just having my old linemen, do what they're supposed to do what they're coached to do. Caden doing his job. The coaching was great. The lineman, it was just tremendous. I was just happy. Oh man, I'm trying to think.
See, you're so humble though, man. You're giving everybody else credit. But what did it mean to you though to come back and score that touchdown?
It meant the world to me though. That was my first touchdown of the season. It brought my spirits back up tremendously. Coming off of that ACL injury. It was a lot. It meant a lot to me. I ain't gonna lie, I cried. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie to you, I did. But yeah, it was surreal. It was surreal.
I will guarantee fans when Don says it was surreal, it was, because I remember you jogging back to the sideline and everybody like going crazy, and you were just kind of like looking around like, I can't believe this just happened. So that was such a fun moment to see, man. So obviously your senior year was interesting because IMG had a lot of games canceled because of hurricanes and stuff. But just talk a little bit about your senior year and kind of finding your footing again playing in this season for the first time in a year.
Just having the support from my coaches, I feel like that's where it all starts. Having all the support from my coaching staff, the guys, them having my back, it meant a lot, because coming after an injury is very hard, especially like an ACL injury. So it's, trust. I feel like trust is the most important thing, the coaching staff trusting you and everybody trusting you. So it meant a lot.
Let's go ahead and dive into some Michigan stuff. So you didn't even announce that you had a Michigan offer. The first day I met you, I remember the first day I met you, I went to IMG in the spring, and I requested to talk to Donovan Johnson because I won't say who told me, but a source told me that you had an offer from me.
Yeah.
And so I was like, let me talk to this Donovan Johnson kid. And as soon as I interviewed you, I was like, this kid's a Michigan kid. Like this guy is going to Michigan. I can feel it. And obviously you ended up making that visit in the summer and ended up committing. But before that, going back to the spring, just talk a little bit about Michigan entering the picture and, that connection to Tony Alford once he became the running backs coach and what it meant to get that offer from Michigan and to reunite with Coach Alford.
Oh man, it meant a lot. Me and Coach Tony have a great connection. Been staying in contact since my freshman year. Real good connection on and off the field. Talked about numerous things. But him leaving from Ohio State to go to Michigan, that played a real good, a major role in me committing to Michigan. But then added on with the family atmosphere, Coach Moore, real good dude. Love Coach Moore. Me and Coach Moore done talked about numerous of things as well. Just family atmosphere overall. The fan base, just everyone. When I went there my first time, I already knew. I knew where I was going. So it was surreal. It was good.
Yeah. So you did make that unofficial visit to Michigan, and I remember. I actually don't remember exactly how it played out, but it was something along the lines of I had heard you committed on the spot and I texted you, hey, Donovan, can we do an interview about the visit? Yeah. And I kind of knew that you had committed, and I was like, hey, man, did you commit? Like, do you want me to put in a prediction? And you were like, go ahead and put in the prediction. I'm committed. And, it was kind of funny that you just made that decision on the spot the first time you ever went to Michigan. So what was it about that visit that really pushed you to make the decision?
Everyone. It wasn't, I've been to a lot of schools, been to Georgia, been to Alabama, been to a lot of different schools. The atmosphere of Michigan is different. I'm gonna say that right now, it's different. It's not just about football, it's about bettering yourself as a man. You know what I'm saying? The coaches, great coaches, but also great people. And a lot of people don't understand that in regards to the recruiting process. It's not just about, football. It's also about life after football and making and different connections and stuff like that. So, man, that whole atmosphere is just phenomenal.
Was that your dad shutting out the lights over there, man?
That's my room.
Oh man, so we unfortunately we don't get to see Donovan's dad, Derek, because he's the best dad in the class. So we have to give Derek a quick shout out. I was hoping he'd make a cameo here. So.
Nah. Well, oh my God. No.
But no, I mean, getting back to it, obviously, Coach Alfred, like you mentioned, played such a huge role in your
Yes, sir.
recruitment. What makes Tony Alfred such a special coach and recruiter?
It's a lot of things to say. I wouldn't say such a good recruiter. He's just such a good man in general. The talks that we have, is not just about football. It's about actually getting to know me and me actually getting to know him. We talked about numerous of things. But also, what he produced. He produced Ezekiel Elliott. You know what I'm saying? J.K. Dobbins. So he producing a lot of people. But just the conversations, the knowledge that he has. It's a lot of things that goes along with that.
Tell me a little bit about just Michigan's system. Obviously, it's very run heavy. You're a guy
Right.
that likes to run over people between the
Right.
tackles. You're a very physical back. How do you see yourself fitting in at Michigan and what they do offensively?
Oh man, everything. Catching out of the backfield, being able to get north and south. Just being that uh fourth down back, every down back. Getting in and out the holes like you just said. Just doing all I can, to help them win the national championship. That's the goal. So
I don't think I've actually ever asked you this. Like I said, I did a bad job of prepping for this interview beforehand because we've had so many conversations. But I don't think I've ever asked you, did you think you were going to end up at Ohio State when Coach Tony was there and when you were a younger prospect?
um I didn't think so.
Oh, you didn't think so.
I didn't think so. It's something about Coach Tony. I like Coach Tony. I'm gonna just say that I like Coach Tony, but I didn't think I was going to end up at. I'm gonna say that.
So his move to Michigan then kind of helped because it was
Yeah,
the best of both
definitely,
worlds.
yeah, it definitely solidified it.
So
No,
I think there was a couple different directions that question could have gone
right.
in, but I think it's cool that you said you wouldn't have gone to Ohio State because I think a lot of people think that you committed to Michigan in large part because of Tony, but I do think you genuinely fell in love with the program.
Exactly. Just everything. It. I can't say nothing. It's a dream. It's been a long journey, but I'm here. I'm gonna say that.
Well, you'll be at Michigan soon enough. You are an early enrollee. Talk a little bit about how much you think enrolling early will benefit you.
Oh, it benefited me a lot. Just knowing the plays. Getting more physical. My IQ, football IQ, just getting down and producing. That's what we all want to do. So just getting there early. Learning the playbook and working. You know, time to
What is
work.
That's always your mentality. Time to work. You know, it was cool because you told me after the official visit that you talked to Jordan Marshall, and
Yes.
what tell the fans what Jordan Marshall told
Yeah. First thing he said to me, "Let's work. It's time to work."
you.
So for real, that's real though. So that's what we gonna be doing.
I know you have a lot of goals, so just talk a little bit about what you're expecting, maybe 3 to 4 years from now, where you see yourself at Michigan, what you want to accomplish.
Oh man, 3 years win a national championship. You know, if I stay there 4 years, 4 national championships.
Four
And then,
national
oh yeah,
championships.
most definitely. Oh yeah, we going beating Ohio State. You know, beating Michigan State. And going to the NFL. So that's my goals. Those are my goals.
Awesome, Don. So let's get to know you a little bit away from the field. Tell Michigan fans, about yourself a little bit. What should they know about you when you're not playing football?
When I'm not playing football. So if I'm not playing football, you will find me in either at a lake fishing or I'll be at an art museum or doing art. So that's something that y'all need to know.
You are a talented artist. Your dad was supposed to send me some sketches you
Yeah,
do.
he was supposed to send you some. He
Yeah,
never.
he hasn't sent
Yeah.
them to me, so we need to get on him to do that. But just talk a little bit about your artistic interests and your ability as a drawer.
Oh man. So that eventually led me into liking architecture as well. So that's why I also want to major in architecture and business entrepreneurship. But yeah, I never. It's crazy because I never had an art class until literally almost this year. Like I take EP art now, but since then I've never taken an art class. It's just all been raw art. So it's been interesting though.
We have to get some of those sketches
Oh
up
yeah.
with the interview. So, well, I'm gonna hit up your dad again for that. But it's interesting you mentioned fishing because you are from Savannah.
Yes.
A lot of people don't really know you're from Savannah. Just talk a little bit about being from Savannah, Georgia, and how cool that is.
Oh man. So you right on the river. So it's called River Street. So a lot of people go down there. They tell ghost stories, so there's a lot of tourists there. You got Tybee Island right there, so a lot of people go fishing. It's small town, but it's a great town, great people. So
You're usually wearing your like signature. I've never seen you without glasses, and I've never seen you without your shell necklace. What's going on here,
oh
man?
no, it's
Oh,
like
you have it. There we go.
yeah,
See, I already
yeah.
knew. Yeah, I
Yeah.
never see you without that. But you mentioned the fishing. You mentioned ghost stories. Do you believe in ghosts?
Oh man, I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, they do tell a lot of like ghost stories and stuff down there, so it's pretty interesting. If
Yeah.
y'all ever go to Savannah, Georgia, most
Well,
definitely.
maybe we'll see some hauntings. But I'm gonna do rapid fire. These are just gonna come off the dome.
Okay.
I'm not pre-prepared, so just do rapid answers to these. So you're from the South. What's your favorite food?
Favorite food? Oh, man. Oxtails.
Oxtails. That's an interesting one. Oxtails.
Oxtails.
Man, your dad's gonna be disappointed in you because when I went to Savannah, he took me to eat some soul food at
For
this
real?
spot. So he's gonna be disappointed that you didn't say soul food. You went with oxtails.
Little bit, but oxtail, bro. Oxtails, I'm telling you,
I've
it's the
never
right
had an oxtail. I've never
oxtail.
even had one. So
It's
I'm gonna
good.
have to I'm gonna have to go to the meat market and get some.
Most definitely.
All right. Favorite athlete.
Favorite athlete of all time, or we just talking about like right now?
You can go all time.
Oh, all time, I'll probably say Muhammad Ali.
You weren't even around to see Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali. The mentality. Yeah, the mentality. Yeah.
I see. This is why I love Don because my favorite sport is actually boxing. So I
Oh,
love that Don went with
here we
boxing.
go.
Um, who was your favorite player to watch on this year's Michigan team?
Favorite player to watch? Mullings.
Yeah, Kalel. There we
And,
go.
yeah, and Donovan Edwards. I mean, two great running backs. So oh yeah,
You know,
them two a lot.
it's funny because you went with the running backs. The interview before this, I had Caden Strayhorn on, your teammate, and I was like, "Who's your favorite Michigan player to watch?" And he went with a defensive lineman. He's an offensive lineman. I'm like, "What are you doing, Caden?" But see,
I'm
you went right with the running backs. We didn't even
exactly. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about.
yeah, he can't go defense,
Yeah.
man. What's that about? Um, we didn't even talk about Caden. So what was it like rooming with Caden Strayhorn?
Oh man, it was great. Like I said, like I talked to Kaden. It's crazy because like me getting recruited to IMG, Kaden was the first person I talked to. So me and Kaden got a real strong connection, real strong bond. Obviously, he's also my old lineman, so it's me and him like this. So it was nice.
All right, let's go back to rapid fire. Favorite movie?
Favorite. Favorite. Oh man, I don't know.
What
That's
kind
a
of
good
movies do
one.
you like?
That's a good one. I'll probably say I'm gonna probably say Gladiator.
Gladiator, the new one or the original?
The original one. The original one.
Okay, I haven't seen the new one, but I heard it got bad reviews, so I'm
Yeah,
glad you said the original
I got to see that one. I don't know, but
one.
Gladiator, yeah, yeah.
Isn't Denzel in this one? Like that's kind of the reason
That's,
I'm
yeah,
interested in it, but I'm
that's,
not
what-
sure.
that's a lot of people watching it because of Denzel, but Gladiator.
You gotta go with the OG Gladiator. Okay, what's your go-to pregame song?
Um, Pre-game song. I'm trying to think. I don't really listen to music for real.
You don't listen to music?
Like I don't really listen to music for real. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
What do you listen to in the car when you're driving?
Probably like Kodak. A lot
Okay.
of probably J. Cole. A lot of like a little bit of old school. I'll probably say a lot more old school than new school. Like Wu-Tang Clan, Tupac, um, Mobb Deep things, stuff like that.
That's what I envisioned for
Yeah,
you.
like old.
Was more of that side.
Yeah,
So, there we
yeah.
go. Um, let's see. What sport would you be playing if you weren't playing football?
I'll be running track.
Obviously.
Yeah,
So, yeah, talk a little bit about why.
Oh man, junior Olympian. 400. Oh my God, that's a lot of people hate the 400. That was my race. 400 is my race.
Got the long speed.
Yeah, 400 is my race.
Awesome, Don. We appreciate you for joining us. For more on Donovan Johnson signing and the rest of Michigan's class, you can head over to thewolverine.com. $1 for 2 months. Use the promo code UM1. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel. And Donovan, we appreciate you for joining, man. It's been joining this show. It's been awesome to cover you throughout this last year. Like I said, you're one of my personal favorites, man. I really appreciate all the interviews and everything you've done.
Most definitely appreciate you. All love. Go blue. Go blue.